Beloved heart, I invite you to sign up to my mailing list, and as a result of signing up, you will get a free gift. It's a 5D rebalance tune up of all these chakras, and chakras are my specialty. So I would love to gift you with this transmission that is filled with light language and codes to help you stay balanced and tuned up during these increased frequencies of energy of this ascension, this new earth frequency. So check out the links in the notes of this show, and I look forward to connecting with you. I am sending you love. This is the transfiguration of the new you.
Hello, beloved. Welcome back to another episode. Monica Bermudez here. In this episode, I want to talk about self-worth and self-esteem and our own image, because all of this ties into our ascension. And in order for us to ascend even further, it all also boils down to really our self-worth and how we perceive ourselves. And there's been, lately, I would say a lack of in most cases. And so I speak from my own experience, and I'll share some of my experience as well in this episode. But I also want to share 3 sacred keys to help increase your own self-worth and to help you along the way of the ascension. And so a lot of it, there's many, many reasons what could be the cause of having a lack of self-worth. And so just to name a few, right? Some of these are some to do with like outside factors such as like social media or the way the movies are portraying, others and how they look. And so often, when we look at someone else and we start to compare ourselves, that's also another reason for having a lack of self-worth, which I feel ties into lack of self-esteem. So this is, this is not just to say that, this coming from like, well, looking at it from an ego standpoint, right? The ego can go to extremes, right? It could go into like being too much or just too little. So looking at it from the perspective or the point of the ego where it is too little. So sometimes, we get confused with like being humbled to having lack of self-worth. And I feel like some of this ties into like some of the past lives as well, where, we may have been persecuted, especially those who are very starseed and galactic and had like all these like amazing spiritual abilities and capabilities that they had in previous lifetimes. And so they, a lot of it that was being used at the time was not really clear during that time because it wasn't really, it was serving a purpose in that moment. But a lot of the times of the earth during that linear time was still very closed. Like it wasn't very open to a lot of this. So that's why there was a lot of dark periods. And so we carry some of those like subconscious patterns within ourselves still. And so that impacts a lot of the self-worth. And so that's really what happened to me. It's like growing up, I really didn't have much of my own like self-worth, and I had really like low self-esteem myself, my own image, because I really didn't feel like I fit in anywhere. It didn't matter if I was I definitely didn't fit into any religious area, and I studied a lot of them, and all I found was that they were all similar to each other, but I still didn't really fit in. But even though I grew up in certain like mystical organization, I still sometimes didn't feel as much as that even I fit into that. And I understand why now, why that is. And that's because I'm very starseed, I'm very galactic, and very cosmic, like really out there. And so a lot of times when I do a lot of my transmissions, they really, really take people out there too. And they are, beyond what this earth and this physical, reality that we're in at this time here in this matrix. And so I'm definitely very galactic in that way. And so growing up, I really felt like I didn't fit in because I didn't really feel like I was much of a human. And so I didn't really fit into like any of the norms or any of the groups because I noticed that certain people would fit into certain groups. And so the more that I would like look at all these differences of people that were around, but knowing that, some of them didn't quite understand me either. Um, and so I felt really like left out in most cases. And so that also kind of led to some of the depression as well and felt like I was really far from home, like home being like in another space, another galaxy, way beyond, this galaxy. Um, but anyways, I get it now where I am. And so one of the things that I really, really intensely worked on myself when I was really, breaking a lot of the cycles within myself and after the divorce. And one of those areas was really looking at my self-worth, my own self-esteem. And a lot of that stemmed from my own self-love. And so the more that I was focusing on taking care of myself and also like transmuting a lot of the old patterns. Like a lot of these patterns were coming from past lives. And the fact that I know I was one of the star seeds from this past lives that had been in traumatic ways of dying or being killed, in other words, for being so different. And so I brought a lot of that subconscious patterns within myself in this lifetime. And so I used a lot of the light language transmissions to transmute and dissolve a lot of those patterns, like going really deep into the layers. And I've used that technique also with a lot of my clients. And so, a lot of the sessions that I have with them in private and in groups, and that's really where I focus on trying to clear and clean up a lot of those areas that are not really visible, but are there. And so, and it's something that we no longer, resonate with, that we no longer need to take with us, especially in the new year to come. And at any time, right? This is our time really to be shining and to be um, the way we are, to be these powerful star seeds and these powerful multidimensional beings from these other places to come here during this time of Earth's ascension and awakening to be a great part of it. And a great way of being a part of it is by also doing the work within ourselves and also like clearing a lot of the generational trauma as well, as I found myself also having that. And I found like I've noticed that a lot of my family would have a lot of this lack of self-worth and self-esteem. So I really felt that I also had it inside of myself. So I was also clearing a lot of the generational within myself. And the more that I was doing that, I was also helping at the collective, like the family dynamic collective as well, but also at the soul level and at the star family level too. And so this is, one of those experiences that I felt that it was so important to talk about in this episode because I feel like there still is so many out there who are suffering from this, who are suffering from seeing their own worth. And that's really where it all starts, is to know that you're worthy of being who you are, being different in that way. So no matter if you're here on this earth, right, and you feel like you're really out of place, just know that you're still worthy and that it's okay to be who you are. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be from like some other star system and galactic system. So wherever you are, you're always accompanied by your own star family and your own higher guidance. And so that is a very important reminder to know about, yourself. And so the more that you're able to clear a lot of this and go past beyond, comparing yourself to others and looking at like media or looking at the movies and then just comparing yourself in that way and just once you go past that, then you're able to get more download messages for yourself from your own higher guidance because it opens up the channel, it opens up your heart even more to connect more to your heart and also connect more to your own higher guidance, which includes a lot of your star family and your angels and ascended masters, whoever it is that you feel that you resonate with, right? And one of those higher guidance is actually your own future self who has already graduated and gone past all of these, um, gotten, over like this whole self-worth and has been able to master it. Even being in this human dualistic life that we find ourselves in, just because that's really what it is about mastering it and learning from the experiences and being able to also break your own cycles and break your own patterns and having the strength and the courage to do so because you do have the power within yourself to do this. So nothing is impossible, even if it seems impossible, because as you hold the universe within yourself, you'll find that you have infinite possible solutions within yourself. So, very key, important message to know about the infinite possible solutions that you hold within yourself. And it's all within your own soul. And your heart is that gateway to excavate and to pull out and tap into your own soul and find those solutions and being the best solutions, right? In that moment for yourself. So I want to share these three sacred keys to help increase your own self-worth. And the first one is now this has been taught by so many other people as well, and that's using the mirror technique. But in the mirror technique, because oftentimes when we're in the mirror, sometimes we have a tendency to self-criticize ourselves or find something, some flaw in our own physical body, our own image. So if you find yourself doing that, shift it and actually do this in a very intentional way. And so as you face yourself in the mirror, do a declaration to yourself and proclaim and declare with such courage and strength and love that however you want to phrase it, right? This one is just an example of that. From now on, I will only speak kindly to myself and with love, and I am worthy to receive. I am worthy to be who I am, and I am worthy of my own divinity. So, however you want to phrase that, that is just one example. And so you can continue to do this on a daily basis, right? Do certain affirmations on a daily basis to yourself. And these daily affirmations can vary every day. And it could be the same type of declaration proclamation that I just gave as an example or your own. So the number two thing is to spend some time in self-reflection and meditation. So find some quiet time to do these things and just meditate and reflect on all of these, areas that you find yourself in. Maybe journal, about why you feel that you lack some of the self-worth and where is it stemming from? Where is the self-esteem or the lack of self-esteem stemming from? And just try to turn off the noise in the background or any distractions that may be occurring at the time. So maybe taking a break from social media itself and any movies if you find yourself too much with it. So that's probably one of those techniques for the second one. And the third one, the last one, is to treat yourself to something nice. And it could be like a spa or a massage or just going out to a restaurant on your own and just treating yourself to a nice meal. So pretty much almost like a self date. And so that's how you build up on spending more quality time with yourself and getting to know yourself much better and understanding your other areas as well. What makes you so unique? What makes you so different? and embracing all those differences and all those uniqueness about yourself and how you are, such a big part of this great ascension, this great awakening that we're all in. And you really are. And you're such a pivotal piece of this big puzzle, puzzle pieces. But as looking at the bigger picture of things, you are serving such a big purpose right now by just being here. And by doing this kind of work as well, it's also serving in so many ways yourself, but also it's contributing to the quantum field of the collective and making such conscious choices to be for the better and the highest good of yourself and the highest good of others. So just know that you are very much loved, that you're very much being watched by your own higher guidance. You're always supported and you're never alone, despite of like what others may think and say, because when you're looking with your own physical eyes, it will seem like you're alone, but just know that when you look within your inner eyes, you'll find that you're not alone. So always tune into your own inner eye and tune into your own heart to feel the connection of your own higher guidance that is with you right now, that is surrounding you and giving you so much love and so much energy support and support in other ways. And so just know that and trust that that is the case. And I hope that this message brings healing, that it brings encouragement and upliftment, because that was the intention of it. So I look forward to connecting with you in another episode. I am sending you so much love. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to click like, save, and share with others so they can also experience what you just experienced. And stay tuned for some more high vibe episodes. And I'll be connecting with you in the next quantum field. Sending you so much love.